According to studies, many men say they have no close friendships. And 3 in 4 report receiving all their emotional support from their wife or girlfriend, often the moment they come home from work.
Hi, how are you? I miss you. Am I balding? Dune?
Okay, cool. Hi, honey.
Vin Diesel has a twin brother.
Oh, honey.
When I walk in the door, my husband sort of rockets information at me for 25 minutes straight.
On a football team, there's 11 players, but with rugby, there's 15.
And all the words come out fast and in the wrong order because he hasn't spoken to anyone else that day.
I need you to go out of the house and make a friend so you talk to other people about this stuff and not just me.
That's insane. Where would I even go?
Finally, there's a place with Man Park. It's like a dog park, but for guys in relationships, so they can make friends and have an outlet besides their girlfriends and wives.
Rise and grind?
Rise and grind.
Rise and grind, brother.
Look, they're networking.
Oh, they're doing so good.
Which one's yours?
He's a little shy.
Aww.
Come on, go say hi.
It's not their fault masculinity makes intimacy so hard.
You got this.
Marvel? Marvel.
Marvel. Marvel.
Marvel.
Marvel.
Marvel.
Marvel. Marvel.
We know not all men get along, so there's separate parks for large breeds
Pats.
Raven.
Pats.
Raven.
and small breeds.
Rick. Morty. Rick. Morty. Rick. Morty.
There's room for all their favorite male bonding activities.
'Cause I'm Mr. Brightside.
And after they run around and yell, they can cool down with an IPA and really connect.
Real talk. Who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan?
Tom Brady.
How about Bo Burnham? Will you be my best man?
You're not even engaged yet.
I'm so glad he has someone else to talk to.
Hey, did you know Vin Diesel has a twin brother?
What? Yeah. Amazing.
Why is that what they're talking about?
Men are taught that it's weak to rely on each other. So I guess in that way, and don't quote me on this, it's harder to be a man. Wait, no, is this filming? Don't show my face saying that.
Man, ladies get improved.
Now, I'm the only one here. John works from home, and so do I. And Nicole says this all the time when she's walking in the door, is that I'm bombarding her with a lot of questions and answers because I spent like 8 hours by myself talking to my dog Thor and the cat, and it's a natural thing here. And this clip from Saturday Night Live, I think it shows the secret lives of men who work from home, and it's a good reason to get out of the house and get a job outside the house. So, hi guys, I'm Rashard Tortorella. What's that?
I said, you're lucky. I don't even have a dog. My turtle died 2 years ago, and I mean, well, I was like, I can't bear that kind of loss again. So no pets for a while.
Wow. Well, you know what?
It sounds like you need to go to the man park and get a little bit of socializing in with the other canines, as it were.
Well, this could be our man park. So we didn't plan this podcast for tonight. I think this conversation started this morning actually between me and myself and Michael Hall and John over a couple of weeks and Marcus just recently. And, we're just here to spend 30 minutes talking about things that men talk about at bars. And so I'm Rashard. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mike. I am Rashard's interim personal trainer. Kind of for right now, a longtime friend and mediocre conversationalist. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers. Who's next?
Marcus
Marcus,
Hill.
say something. Speak up,
I'm
bro.
Marcus Hill. I'm a retired musician and chopping block for people all over the planet.
I'm John Greening. And I want to be known as the heavy metal hep cat because I play metal and jazz.
So this has been worked on, like I said, since this morning. And we don't have a name for the podcast. I just put the back booth because if we were to go out and have beers tonight, we'd be sitting in the back of the room having these conversations. And so, Michael is my training partner. and he's one of my good friends. We've known each other for many years, and we started working out again on January 1st. And I have back pains, neck pains, all these issues that I think that every New Year's Eve we have a resolution to get back to feeling better and going back to the gym. And so we made it happen. Okay, and this is all about fitness on this first segment. Um, the excuses that we use to not work out, time versus priority, and then are we aging without surrender? So, nobody owes you any strength, but you owe it to the people who depend on you to be as healthy as you can. And remember what I said to you the other day, Mike, when we were stretching out, that if we don't take care of our bodies, it'll get worse as we get older. But if we had unlimited resources, what was the other option I said was possible for people like us?
Oh God, I'm already too many of these in to remember that conversation, man. You're gonna have to fill me back in.
Dude, good. I said you'd have to chop your head off and hope in 200 years they put you back in a body that's like
Oh,
totally
that's right.
fit.
Yeah, I think we finished that off with, yeah. I don't think either one of us is going to be able to afford that, so we better get our ass into the gym, more or
Yeah,
less.
the same. It is. I mean, so who else? Okay, so I'm getting back in the gym. Mike, I wouldn't say he's a gym rat, but he does have a nice program. But Marcus, John, are you guys working out today? Are you doing any workout for this next year?
I've done 2 already today. I was going to try and squeeze in a third one, but I didn't want to be late. So, but
Third one,
I'm
what?
doing everything from power walking to mountain climbers, burpees, all these like body weight exercises.
Oh, hey, for our audience, I want to caveat that real quick. So right now Marcus is dying. Okay, not really, but he's sick. So the rule from now on is every time he has a coughing fit and almost dies, we fucking drink. Can we do that?
So I'm going to
Did
say that
Did just said
Marcus.
he worked out 4 times already and had to take a break because of the podcast. I walked 45 miles today.
Look, I,
Well,
I,
those
I,
are days.
I called him. I said, dude, are you feeling okay? He says, yeah, I've been sick. I go, did you get sick at my party last week? He goes, no, 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 no. It happened sometime after your party. And so I'm thinking, God damn, man. So I hope that nobody got you sick. All right. You shaved your beard off. I shaved mine off too as well. And then he texts me like 10 minutes later. He goes, so you know what? I'm going to go out and get some really good throat lozenges. I don't know what you call them, Ricola. And I'm going to come on the
Yeah.
show. And so, no matter what people say about you, Marcus, I still have your back, and you're still a stand-up guy. But I want to go to Michael real quick here. Michael is
Appreciate it.
the fitness guy here. But tell us,
Yes.
Michael, what do guys need
Okay,
to
sorry. I thought
do?
he was about to.
What's that? No, I'm
So
look
sorry. I thought Marcus was about. I was right here. I'm like, okay, is he about to? Okay.
when
Oh.
you hear this, all right, we know. Or if you say anything that's funny. So, Michael, run us through
Yo.
the typical regiment for a guy who wants to get back into the gym routine.
Well, okay. There's no such thing as a one size fits all, right? Like never ever in a million years with the gym. Like, and especially for those of us that are vets, like we've all at one point or another we've done something stupid while enlisted, whether it was dicking off on the flight line with half a dozen other crew chiefs, where we decided we were gonna wrestle out and fuck each other up on the tarmac, and now we have a lifelong ankle injury or knee injury, or if it was, oh, hey, they always had me do the heavy lifting for this, that, or the other, or we're for the Army guys, Marines. There you go. For the guys that are pounding the ground, it's like, oh well, we spent 9 years rucking a 60-pound stack on our back. There was a backpack back there too. Anyways, it's one of those things.
Well, bro,
We
walk us
can
through
never
your
like.
routine, though. Yeah, walk us
Okay,
through your
sure, yeah, yeah,
routine.
yeah. I'll tell you what. Well, so for me, I'm a big proponent for making sure you're getting adequate rest in between, and because we have a really bad tendency, and especially back in the old days versus nowadays, repetitive motion injuries. Like our knees, our backs, our ankles, our shoulders, right? Easy to fuck those up. And so I'm a huge proponent for having like my routine, for example, is I'll do, compound heavy movements for my upper body, where I'm going to put a lot of strain on my shoulders. And then in between those days, I do isolation movements on a leg day, right? So my split, for example, is like chest, then arms, then shoulders, then legs, and then back, or something to that effect. And so, that's like a typical day. And in between all that, I'll take yoga, like usually between my, I know you guys are going to laugh, yoga. I promise I look great in the pants. You're fine. But so I'll do a day in between, like a back day and a leg day. And then it's, our generations, the last couple of generations, we don't get enough sleep. We don't eat adequately. So we eat like shit. We don't sleep enough. Half of us drink too much, or some smoke too much, or whatever else. And our bodies just go to shit real quick, right? And so, as speaking of, and so, the idea is, how can I get adequate rest and replenish the resources I'm using while I'm working out? And then how can I make sure that I'm ready for my next workout, which includes those two components?
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
Go ahead. No, well, I'm saying that, so I'm still standing with my shoulders pinched. So I have shoulder injuries from the military, and it's no secret that everybody who was in combat, especially serving overseas in the Middle East, has an injury of the shoulders or the back or the neck or all three. I have all three motherfucking injuries: my neck, my back, and my shoulders. But today's exercises in the last 2 days, just using the right format and standing the right way, had no shoulder pain. And hang on a second. No shoulder pain. So Marcus, I know you're a vet too as well. Any shoulder pain, any injuries when you're working out?
I've had 3 shoulder surgeries post service.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to elaborate?
2 left, 1 on the right. All of them were
Oh,
labral tears.
I'm sorry, did you say labia tear? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I heard labia tear.
Just blew right off, man. You have no idea.
Hey, I want to see that. So that really deserves a. Here, we'll do it right now.
Oh.
So I don't know.
I mean, I know everybody that's enlisted has a sore mangina at some point or another, but God bless, man. They perform another shoulder surgery, just tell them to cut it off.
Yeah, but that's a totally different from what he said. He said he had a labia tear. I just want to know what the hell that is, Mark. So
labral tear.
Oh,
swing and a miss.
Labral. Being a bigger, I was in a mixed MOS, a co-ed MOS. We were bridge crew members. A lot of the bridging components were manual labor. Being a bigger, stronger soldier, I took it upon myself to do more work. So, sometimes we had to pull more weight than the other people could. That they were doing every bit of what they could do, but then those of us who could do more, it was expected of us to exceed that standard. All ego aside, a lot of injuries come from having to do more than is required.
Exactly.
100% agree.
I got injured too. You want to hear my story? That's how I got injured too. I mean, I wasn't in the military, but I was doing more than I should have been doing, because I started working out. You wouldn't believe it to look at me now, but I was so skinny, I had to run around in the shower to get wet. So I started working out. Yeah, I can stick out my tongue and look like a zipper. And that's how skinny I was. so
this poor scrawny bastard. It's okay.
And I was squatting. And I was squatting with 135. I thought, man, this is nothing. So I just started piling on weight. So I got up to about 430 pounds. And I was doing 3 sets of 12. And this guy I was in there with, he's like lifting with 75 or something, And he's a short, really stocky guy. And he goes, John, you're doing that wrong. And I said, All right. Yeah. And he says, yeah, you're going to hurt your back if you don't learn to keep your back straight. You need to start with just a bar like I did. So being a smart aleck like I am, I says, yeah, well, when you're doing 3 sets of 12 of 430 pounds, maybe you can give me some advice. And like a week later, on my third set, I think it's rep number 8 or something, I went down and I started to come back up, and the only thing that came up was my butt. And my shoulder stayed right here. And I pulled I pulled my back severely. So I just dropped the weight, man. I have one of them bars that one of them weight racks that came out like this. Dropped that bar and I just crawled out to my car, man. I was in so much pain. And I had to apologize. I said, Randy, I'm sorry, man. You were right.
How long did you crawl over to him to apologize before you left, or did they have like wheelchairs for leg day patrons? Like,
I was by myself. That's what made it worse.
Oh God!
Really seriously injured myself, there wasn't anybody there to help me. But I'm bulletproof. They call me the kamikaze because of all the risks I take. Working out. And I mean, I was just by myself doing hip squats, and then all of a sudden, and I heard it.
And that's and I'll say this, that is as guys, like we ego lift and we move more weight than we should. We just especially when you're like the bigger, stronger guy that's running with whatever, like the pack is or group, you think, man, I've gotta be moving weight here. I've got to pull the weight of the guys that aren't strong enough to, so to speak. And but a lot of guys don't work out and they don't train to be able to do that. And so they let a combination of like their ego and what could possibly go wrong intervene. And the next thing you know, you're fucking, crawling out of the squat rack out to your car, dragging your ass like a dog that just got your back legs hit by a car, And
that's exactly man.
So all that being said, and to kind of segue a little back, it's important that we maintain our physical fitness as guys, right? Because like society, as a general rule, is always going to lean on us to be the physically strong, or it's not just, hey, can you reach the shit on the top shelf? It's, hey, I've got a 300-pound dumbbell on the top shelf. Can you grab that for me? So it's important for us to maintain our physical fitness, right? So that being said, let's see, Rashard, you said you're so. Shoot.
So I agree with that. So as men, and more importantly as fathers, okay, we forget that some of us are fathers in our households, but we are also men first. And I guess the guys on here can be considered men of God. I am on most days besides tonight, but we'll talk about that on Sunday. So we do have to maintain our physical fitness standards because it is our responsibility to take care of the family. And there's nothing more attractive to a female or woman, girlfriend, wife, for a man to be physically fit to his best ability, but also to act like a man. I think the workout routine and the routines we go through with other men, okay, it makes us all better in the end. And that's the point I want to talk about tonight. The other thing I want to talk about tonight is that the same culture that tells men their bodies don't matter is also telling us our words don't belong. And so it's no truth. I use the word retard a lot in my stories, all right? I used to, look, in my close friends, we call each other fags and homos, all right? There was a time when nobody found that offensive. Now, look, we're productive.
Well, hey, you guys wouldn't have to do that if you quit sucking each other's dicks. Just throwing that out there.
Hey, you suck one dick, you're always a cocksucker, right?
Yeah, you can build 1,000 bridges. ... But you suck one cock.
You'll always be known as a cocksucker. So, look, there's nothing wrong. And look, and just to be sure, we're not bashing anybody here. So my issue is that, I have some gay friends, all right? We're progressive. Donald Trump loves the gays, so we have to love the gay too. If you're a MAGA, I demand that you follow Trump's lead and love the gays. But honestly, these are our brothers, okay? I know some gay men who are married to dudes, and I always ask, what happened to the Rock Hudson gays? Okay, so the guys that we know, like on the Norman Police, and what I'm talking about, Mike, And our other friend who's married, his son is married to a dude. These guys, you would never know they were homosexuals.
Don't
Not in a
ask
million
Joe
years.
Hill was
They
affected.
don't act like that. Okay, the ones that I have a problem with. Okay, if we can use the word faggots. Okay, the ones that let's just say I was a former homosexual, and so therefore I'm going to condemn everybody else who sucks dick now. So these guys are faggots, all right? And so we should be able to use the words that just describe their behavior, all right? Like the word retard. Every time I use the word retard in a post or a story, I get one phone call, one text message from one person that says, my son, he's mentally challenged. I go, but he's not like Tampon Tim. He's not a retard. He's just mentally
Right.
challenged. And so we have to go back as men, I think, personally, and reclaim our space because we talk like this to each other. But when we make comments like this, there's no malice intended. Now,
Right.
Marcus, do you agree?
I absolutely agree. We have to hold each other accountable as men. I have been a product of cancel culture here locally. Any type of masculinity at all, any kind of stoic, firm, rock of the marn mentality toward anything that has to do with society or culture in general that may or may not be controlled by the feminists gets chopped away. Masculinity is toxic. We don't need you here. Here are our feminine men that we have elected to represent the male dominant species within the within whatever culture that a man may find himself in. Workplace, church, the Methodists have allowed the transgender community in, so that has kind of infiltrated a little bit. So I absolutely agree.
So
But
when's the
you
last
know,
Well,
time you
and
called
we
someone a
see how
fag?
far.
Wait.
Oh,
When's the
sorry.
last time you called? No. When's the last time you called someone a fag or retard, Marcus?
It was one of my army buddies. We know each other. We know each other like that. You know what I mean? Uh, I got to tell you, being canceled, that hit real hard. Caused a lot. So
You sure?
people
You
that I
sure was it
know,
like this? You sure was it like
I
this?
well, it was
Yeah,
more like
it
a
was
mushroom
actually
stage.
like this. The just kind of kept the retarded faggots keep missing. They
Oh
just
yeah,
eventually they'll die.
yeah.
John, I know you want to say something, John. What do you want to say, bro? He's
uh,
I would say he's our voice of reason sometime.
I don't know
What
about that.
are we off? Are we off color tonight?
I, I forget what I was going to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother.
Okay, here it was. Here it was. I was just thinking about when you said about a tampon Tim saying that he can code talk with the guys while they're working on their cars. And I'm like, he doesn't work on cars. He's probably baking a souffle. That's what I was going to say.
That's got to be a euphemism for something. Are we going back
I'm
to
trying to I'm
the
trying to figure out what it is. So what is it?
We
So
want to
John, what
like
is it?
this.
Is it one of these? Is it this?
Well, what was
Michael,
it
I know.
Mr. Roper used to do on
Now,
Three's
Mr. Roper
Company?
was gay. That dude was gay. Okay, so
Al
Michael,
Roker.
no, not Al
Yeah,
Roker,
yeah, yeah.
the Roper dude on
Oh,
Three. Are you talking about the
Three's
Threes
Company.
Not
Company?
Ralph Burley, man. Not the real flamboyant one. The first landlord.
Okay, look, there's
Because he
nothing
thought
wrong with
Jack was
calling
gay, so
someone.
he
Mr.
always put
Furley.
his Tinkerbell
Yeah,
thing.
let's look. There's nothing wrong with calling someone gay. Okay, so you guys remember the movie 22 Jump Street, and they're in the library and they're trying to fake, having sex to avoid being killed by the bad guys, and the character said to the other character, I don't know the names of the actors, but he says,
I think it might have been
you
faking a BJ or something. But yeah, like
something's
behind
like
the
you
yeah,
take
yeah.
you take one sexual class and you think you're Harvey Milk, so Mike, so look, in the military, guys, in the military, I know this. I have text messages from my buddies. We call each other fags and homos all the time, and retards too. When's the last time you called someone a homo or a fag or a retard?
What does self-deprecating humor count? Because if not, it's like 4 days ago. Otherwise, it's like what 3 hours ago, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe. What do you mean, maybe?
I'm
Who do you
I'm
call?
fairly certain I made a. I'm fairly certain I made a retard comment about myself recently, and as recent as like a few hours back. But as far as I've got a handful of buddies that I keep in touch with. I was enlisted with, and it's kind of a new world to see other people get offended for the conversations I'm having elsewhere, right? So like
Yeah.
if I want to call the guy that I was enlisted with a fucking queer, and every once in a while I do, depending on which guy it was. Like, he's not actually gay; it's a joke. Like, who the fuck is anyone else to get involved in my conversation and get pissed off on their
Yeah.
behalf? Like, fuck that person. Hey, get out of here.
Exactly. Nobody look. We become so desensitized to things like that, and they often look at things that are really important as not important, but to us, it's important to us. And so this is the cancel culture. I think it's flipping back around to what I say. So the Superman comics, okay. The only DC guy I like is Superman. Everyone else in DC universe sucks. I'm a Marvel guy.
Yes, they
Okay.
agree.
Bizarro world. Okay, so here in Norman, we live in Bizarro world. So for Mike and John, who knows politics here, and so I know that we're getting off a little on politics here, but when
Oh
does or
shit! Here we go.
when should a city council person stand for the flag? Okay, should they
Every
stand for the
fucking
flag?
day.
Exactly. All right, and
Every
we'll
that
talk about
flag,
that
fucking
Yeah.
we will talk about
that
that next
flag
week.
represents the reason that they have that right not to. And so it's a right that they shouldn't exercise. I'm not going to stand for the flag. Well, go say that in Russia. Go say that in some Eastern Bloc country. I'm not going to stand for the flag. Okay, ka-ching, you're dead. I mean, kapow, you're dead. We're not. That flag stands for the blood that those soldiers shed. It's for you to be a jerk. So you
Yeah.
got to show some
Everyone that I was ever enlisted with, and I'm sure Marcus, Rashar, you guys can probably relate. Y'all have been enlisted. Every single one of those men and women have, in some form or fashion, bled, sweat, or or cried over those colors. You know what I mean? In one form or fashion, they either had someone that died in combat that they shed tears for, or they themselves have bled in combat or in the line of duty and sweat their asses off to make sure that we have the freedoms we have today. And for this young generation of cocksuckers, wait, can I say that? Have we taken the word back yet? Is that a
Absolutely.
thing?
No, look, take it.
Okay, cool.
Cocksucker, say it.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't want to step on anybody's dick, even if it's only 3 inches long. Fuck that guy. Anyways, so th- all of us have put in the work to make sure that these people can do and say whatever they want, and they take that freedom, and instead of doing something constructive with it, they shit all over those of us that actually like put the work. And like, fuck those guys. Not to get up on my high horse. There are so many guys that have put so much more on the line and have done so much more for this country than me. But
I agree.
if I'm like, let's say I'm like the bare minimum, then there are a ton of guys that have done so much fucking more, and they don't deserve any disrespect over that. And that's flat out disrespectful as far as I'm concerned.
No, I agree
Fuck
with you
those
too. So,
guys.
we get, look, the men today have to take it back. And the guy who actually showed us the way to do it is Donald Trump. No matter what they say about
Yes.
him, this dude, let me tell you about this dude and what I know about
Donald
him.
Trump.
So, Donald Trump, he always went into the lion's den when he was running for election. And what that means is that he went into forums that he was very unpopular with. But he went because an hours long talk about something here, he changed people's minds about what really is important to the country. And I hate
Yes.
candidates. And we've had one, and Michael, you know who I'm talking about, who was a chicken shit, weak dick motherfucker who did not go to a forum, and they made fun of him by having an empty chair. And when you
I remember
listen to the
that.
wrong people, when you listen to the wrong people, you lose fucking elections here. He was a piss poor candidate, and he will never win a seat unless he's cheating on something here. So the point of the matter is that we all have to be and follow what we think is right, no matter what. And if it means you have to stand up to the status quo and say, eat a bag of dicks, you're full of shit, this is wrong, then you do it. So when Eric Trump was here
100%.
in Oklahoma City last September of 24, up in Gallardiar, I asked him, we had lunch, and I said, how is your father's campaign shaping up? How are the Democrats, the independents, everybody looking at your dad's campaign who are Democrats and independents? He says, we are seeing a crossover on everybody. They are tired of all the bullshit. And this proves, I'm going to say conclusively 100%, that if you stick to your morals and your ground and you say what you need to say as a man, you will get the respect. And that was proven correct on election night. He got the most votes, a crossover votes from Democrats, independents, gays, whites, poor whites, rich whites, whatever. He got them all because he went and faced them down. He was respectful, and we have to remind ourselves that we have to remain respectful, or like Patrick Swayze says in Roadhouse, until it's time not to be respectful, and then we beat the motherfucking ass, right? But in the most part, I can say that most of us are all respectful individuals. I've known you guys for a while that we will not engage in any type of fight, aggressive. No, it's not in our DNA. But you come in our circle, and you come close enough that we just. This is Oklahoma. You don't have to have a gun to defend your position. Yeah, knock the son of a bitch out. That's why you don't see all the shit you see on the East Coast and West Coast of people getting stabbed and getting beaten up. Because here in Oklahoma, not only can we fight, I will put 2 in the chest and 1 in the head. That's the way.
Yeah, in the words of Benjamin Franklin, fuck around and find out, or something.
No, fuck around and find out. FAFO.
I'm fairly certain that's a Benjamin Franklin quote, right? Did I miss it?
I don't know. John, what are you trying to say? What's up, bro?
Has it Ben Franklin said that? I always wondered where that term came from.
Okay.
Yeah, I might be paraphrasing.
Somebody said
it. So, John, your job next Friday is to find out who came up with not the words, but the idea of fuck around, find out. Marcus.
It could have been Marcus Luttrell.
Good points. Good point.
Yes.
So the three of us, one thing we have in common is that we've all been in combat. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that we have are probably some of the
not this guy.
military.
Not this guy.
No. Anybody who served during the Gulf War I, the 10 years, and then Gulf War II, they all served the same time. But being in the shit, being in the thick of things here, really defines who you are. Okay. Which is why I agree with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth that get rid of the DII bullshit, get rid of the trans. Not that I'm against trans, all right. The thing is that no female can drag my 200-pound fat ass out of a war zone. That's it. It's not
260, sir. Don't fucking lie. Hey, don't you fucking lie to the camera. We were at the gym earlier. 260.
210 pounds.
Yeah, plus
at my slimmest.
290 here. I got you all beat.
Oh God! Why am I the tiniest motherfucker here? This is some bullshit.
The weight that the fire department uses to test their applicants, I think, is 60-pound dead weight dummy, and you have to be able to drag that sumbitch out to pass the test. What I'm saying is that if you want to be trans, I don't care. It's not my business. If you want to pretend you want to be a girl and chop your dick off forever and fuck your life over for the rest of your life, do so, knock yourself out. But I do know that women who pretend to be men cannot drag a 165-pound dead weight dummy out of a war zone. And look, I did weigh in today. I did take a picture. I did take your advice that I weighed in at 267, and I'm on a weight plan to lose. I did take a picture of my belly, the front, and the side, and the picture has the date and time. So you guys know in 50 days' time, my goal is to lose 50 pounds. Okay.
Speaking of which, one of our sponsors today is going to be Rashar and his upcoming OnlyFans. He's going to be posting pictures like crazy. Hey, also, speaking of gay shit, we got to make a shout out. Thank you to one of our sponsors, Gary. You're outstanding. We appreciate you, man.
Oh,
Here, here.
muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah, dick weighs more than both of them.
So we're
Oh,
at the
that's why
35
I've
hour
shaved off my
mark.
mustache so you can see I'm not hiding any stretch marks.
Okay, look, you
Okay.
didn't have that mustache on. What happened to Friday night? You didn't have that mustache on when I saw you Friday. What
Ooh.
happened, Marcus?
Oh well, I just decided to shave it off to see that I'm still human.
Hey, you know what? Those women were digging you, I have to say. So
I was kind of picking up on it, and it was a little intimidating. But I think I handled it well and was very respectful.
So you know what? I turned 58 in December, and had a very good friend throw me a birthday bash, and it is very nice. And sometimes I've known about it for about 2 weeks, and she says, the December birthdays are the worst because everyone else has everything going on in their lives. So you got their family in town, they have their boss's party, they have all this stuff here. So December, people born in December always have the hardest time, and we're just resolved to like not having a birthday party. But a friend of mine, good friend of mine, put it upon herself to put a birthday party together for me and invite all my friends that I told her about. And if you got the invite and couldn't make it, that's fine too as well. But that was truly a fantastic night. Look, she even had a DJ playing music for us. Was that
It was
cool, Marcus?
fantastic, fantastic. They're hands down that like the social atmosphere, the people, the food, the drinks. It was absolutely beautiful. I'm so honored to have been invited. Thank you.
So you're welcome. So I'm going to say that next year I'm going to do a Stephen Lewison or Lewis Stevenson thing here and change my birthday and to have the most celebrated party in the history of mankind. And now this year my birthday is officially on July 4th. I'm guaranteed to have fireworks, DJs, and plenty of food to drink here. All right,
I
so last
celebrate
round
my
here.
birthday on Veterans Day.
There you go. That's even better.
Yeah.
We'll start with John. Give us 30 seconds. What you want to do for the new year? What your thoughts? You look a little sad, bro. What's going on?
No,
Are
I'm just
you
listening to you
hurt?
guys.
Hey, are you
Not
hurt?
me. Definitely not
This,
that.
did
I can
we
go
hurt
wake my
you?
wife up and let you guys ask her. No, but no, my plans are to get back in shape on a personal thing. And something that's been on my mind, and I've talked to you about it, Rashar. Did I say it right that time, Rashar? Because I didn't mean to disrespect you by saying it wrong earlier. No,
I've
I
known this
want
guy
to
for
see our
years.
party. I want to see our county party become unified. I'm tired of all the infighting and everything, And because I've got friends on all sides of the issue, I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying we need to realize it's us against them, and we need to all start pulling in the same direction. And I'm going to advocate for that. That's me.
Stand up guy. You've always been that way. Marcus?
Thank you, brother.
I'm for the new year. I last year I made a resolution, followed through with it, and some amazing things happened this last year in my personal life, which ultimately uh, opened the world up to me. I will recommend Reboot counseling for those first responders and military. That has helped me tremendously. Follow through with diet. As men, I had to study what was going on with my GI. So I got up to 280 pounds, was extremely unhappy with everything. And it was because I was unhappy on the inside. So with prayer,
Numbers. I got
I
10.
determined our gut, okay? Our gut is the first thing that develops in the womb. So that could be considered first brain, because as a fetus, as a zygote, the gut sends things everywhere. So if we've got GI problems, a fungal overgrowth, I researched on things that cuts it down.
Okay, I
So
agree. Gut health is important.
first brain,
Clean shaven Marcus Hill. Michael.
yeah. Don't
Oh,
tell nobody.
say again, Marcus.
I said, don't tell nobody.
I'll try not to. No,
Oh,
no. This year is going to be a good year. It's going to be a lot of kind of refocusing, my business aspirations and getting back into the shape that I want to be in, and dragging Rashard's ass along with me. Sorry, man, you don't get a choice. Marcus, John, by the way, that is absolutely an open invite. We train here in Norman. I'm not gonna advertise for the gym yet, only because I don't know if the guy that owns the place is gonna look at this cast and be like, "Whoa, we're not enjoying. Fuck those guys," or if he's gonna be like, "Oh, you know what? I really like that." I don't know. I'll reach out to him. But yeah, get back in shape. Get my money where I'd like it to be. I think everyone's kind of like that, right? Like we all want to be, fairly wealthy. And of course, big, strong, right, as guys. And by the way, to kind of piggyback on that, Marks and John, some point, fellas, if and when y'all are ready to make that plunge, reach out. We're gonna make this happen. And Rashar, I need you to badger them, and I need you to make so many retarded faggot jokes their direction that there is absolutely no way they can just ignore you. We're in the group chat, guys. I got you now.
So
I think
this
that's really kind
channel.
of the big and small of it, man.
So this channel has
That's
grown
funny
to
you say
12.
that.
But hold on, John. Wait,
Oh,
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. Let me finish. So this
oh yeah.
following has grown to 12,000. Close. We're reaching 13,000 followers. And the
outstanding.
feedback I've been getting is because of the podcast, and because you guys know, I'm going to throw it out again that I'm a member of the press corps, and I do have two newspapers, and we are conservative leaning. But I want to do one thing, or a couple things here. I want to tag on to what John was saying. So the next story that comes out Monday. It's New Year's resolution for the GOP: unify or die. And so the problem with the Republican Party, as I see it, I'm a big William Buckley fan, and he was way before his time, but he said that Republicans should build alliances on the 80% that we agree on and ignore the 20%. But what he sees and what he has seen is that he's seen Republicans attack each other only 20% and turn traitor on each other. That shit has got to stop. Okay?
Yeah.
If we need all new leadership down at our level, then so be it. They're the ones who don't understand that we need to work on the 80% that we agree on. If not, we'll be a footnote in history. For those that don't know, state question 836, the open primary, I call it a scam and a Trojan horse. It's really a jungle primary. We have 1.2 million registered Republicans to nearly a 1 million registered Democrats and independents. So we have slim margins to be dicks to each other if we want everyone to work with each other. Okay? We don't have the luxury of fighting each other, you dumbasses, because we will lose the state. We can't rally behind and fight against 836 because it will destroy the Republican Party. I predict in at least one election cycle after it's passed, the decline of the Republican Party. And it's because we're too busy fighting each other on the 20% that don't fucking matter. You fucking morons. You guys are a bunch of cocksucking morons to destroy the cohesiveness for the 20% that we don't agree on. And I don't give a
Yeah,
shit who is upset about this. I'll meet you at the gym. We'll fight it out in the parking lot.
I
If
got
you
gloves.
disagree with me, look at my fists. I've been back in the
I got
bag here,
gloves.
okay?
Air
Speaking of
Force
sucking
boxing
cock,
team.
thanks again.
Hold on.
Appreciate you, Gary. I'm sorry. Go
So,
ahead.
oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, was that two? Was that? I got
Let me
this thing
finish
where my
my.
mouth fucking runs before I turn it
Let
on.
me
Go ahead.
let me
Sorry,
let,
Rashard.
let me let me finish my monologue here. Okay, listen. So that's the one thing I agree with John that we got to stop fighting each other. Marcus, I agree with the gut health here. So I got to work on my gut health too as well. And then Michael,
Me too.
so the thing is that here we are all combat veterans, and I can say that if you served during the Gulf War One, Gulf War Two, anytime we were in combat, you are, if you got the medal, you are a combat veteran. All right. So there are one of us here on the show that has the highest medal, second to the Medal of Honor, that has 5 gold bars behind a blue background. And all you motherfuckers need to salute that shit when you see me wearing it. But that's a different story.
Yo,
But,
yes, sir. Well, no,
but,
that's the way that
but,
it is.
Su-
but,
Subtle and humble. He is
so,
the most humble motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. So humble.
but what I've done, let me tell you what I've done for the city of Norman. Out of everybody who's run here in the city of Norman, got the money returned to Norman Police Department that was defunded by a far
Yep.
left council. I stopped the second defunding. I got them
Yep.
the one thing that Norman Police Department has been asking for since 2010 after the Torrey household siege incident in Ward 6. They got a Bearcat so they can protect themselves and protect the citizens. Okay, so if you look at everything that's been done in the last 4 or 5 years, out of everybody who ran for council, I am the person who did the most for the city of Norman and the police department and for the populations at large. So, all you guys that disagree with me because I vote one way and you didn't like that, fuck you. I represent the city of Norman first. I represent Ward 5
You're here.
second. And you can go eat a bag of dicks because people still listen to what I have to say. You want to fuck with
Speaking of eating
me?
a bag of dicks, another break for our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding, Rashard. Go ahead. Keep
No.
going.
No. I think so. That's it here. So I want to thank you guys on for being this. And so we got to figure out. So you guys help us figure out. Okay, we got a guy here, Bo Timothy Smith. Okay,
Yep.
we can bring you on next time. The producer's not set up on this podcast to bring in callers, but you send me a request. Marcus, you know Bo?
Yes.
Okay, he's saying he knows you. Next
Yes.
time, we will have the link where you can call in, and we will take call-in callers because that's what people want to have. And you will be the first caller next week. So, Bo, Timothy Smith, if you're still on, send me a direct message, and I'll talk with you, and we'll get you on next week's show as a guest. And the 4 of us will still be here, but you'll call in, and then you'll say whatever you want to say that you couldn't say tonight. So, I want to thank you guys, your stand-up gentlemen here. I think we have a well-rounded team. We just have to come up with a new name for this podcast, and it's right
The
now
Four
it's a back
Horsemen.
booth. I like that. So we'll talk about it offline. And I want to thank everyone. This is the first Friday in the new year. So I'm saying this to you: go out and have a good time with your friends, your wives, your girlfriends, and your best friends because it's the first Friday of the new year. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
And
night.
thanks for the
Good night,
invite.
y'all. Take care. Thanks for showing
If
Michael,
you're
up.
seeing sparks where your penis parks, KY jelly.
God damn.